Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Near Protocol. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. And if you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. So jumping into the weekly chart, you can see that we have a Fibonacci retracement over here with the swing high that we printed in January this year and the swing low that we printed in December. So our all-time high is at $20.60. From there, we lost the low. We went all the way down to our technical target at the 1.618. We had a retracement to the first fib level, not quite. Actually, I do think we retested it. Let me just see. So the wick was actually towards the level. So technically, we retested the first fib level as resistance, and then we came back down to where we started retracing from, which was the 1.618. And as you can see, we're sitting there right now. These are great buying opportunities for Near Protocol. Instead of buying Cosmos, this is what I would be buying because Cosmos is already up so much, as well as Polygon Matic. I do have both of those coins, but they have made 3x or 4x gains in the past couple of months, and Near Protocol hasn't done that, or at least he has done a 2x, but he has retraced down since, but we haven't seen that for the other projects that I mentioned. So for me, I'm buying Near over here, and if you want to get all of my buy alerts, obviously that's going to be on Patreon. If we're looking for a further capitulation for Near Protocol, what are the levels to look out for? So immediately, I want you to take a look at this May 2021 low, and I would like you to take a look at this swing low here with where the wick goes. Okay, so that's perfectly at $2.23.5, and then take a look at where the body of the candle closes. That's $2.85. These are two important levels for us to hold. Obviously, below you have another level over here, and you can just have as many as you want. Obviously, the thing is, the more you have, that doesn't mean you're gonna be better at trading. I'm simply taking a look at all the possibilities and setting up buy limit orders above these support levels, just so that if we see a capitulation, then I'm going to get filled and we're going to see a massive recovery soon after. And that's why I want you guys to have these support levels on your chart. Based on the fib, you have the next support level at $1.82, and that would be quite the pullback, to be honest with you. That would take us down 34, 35, 36%. Now, as you can see, we haven't gone down below the July low here. So that is still potentially on the table here. We may retest this area here that we retested in July of 2021, and that's going to be another buy zone for us. Okay, and that could be anywhere from $1.90 to $1.53. Now, I know this is not what a lot of people want to hear, but Near still can go down. There is more space to go down. If you can see from the all-time high, we only retraced down 86%. So if we're looking for that 90 to 95% pullback, that would put us at $1.25 approximately. We'll see what happens this winter, because if we see, a massive capitulation for Bitcoin drops to $12,000, $13,000, Near Protocol can definitely see a wick all the way down to these lows here. And I want you to have your buy limit order set up in advance, just so that if that wick, cuts through and we have a very quick V-shaped recovery, I want you to have all of these orders filled up so that in the morning when you wake up, you're already in profit, and you're going to have a very, very good entry point for Near. And once we head into the next bull market, and let's say that we're going to, for example, come back down to $1.80 or 90 cents, right? So let's take a fib retracement, and let's suppose that that was our low, and we bottomed out at $1.90. Then we take the bottom, $1.90, and we take the swing high here at $20.50. We're going to have a 1.618 target at $89. And that is quite the retracement to the upside, in my opinion. That's quite the move. 3,000%. I think that's pretty good. I think that is achievable. especially with the partnerships that the Near protocol has been securing. So yeah, these things are important to keep an eye out on, and I do think there is still a very good chance that we might drop lower. However, with that being said, that doesn't mean that you don't have to be buying right now or you can't be buying here. It's smart to be buying here because, as you can see, you are very, very low in terms of these lows. You are very, very low and very cheap. So it would be smart. It's very smart buying here. That's exactly what I'm doing. But if we go lower, it's going to be even smarter to dollar cost average and average out that position, because as you can see, once we enter the bull market, you won't have enough time to buy, because this is what happens. This is what happens. And this is what's going to happen the next time we're going to be in a bull market in 2024, at the end of 2023. And taking a look at the weekly RSI, as you can see, we are in a channel down pattern. And usually with a channel down pattern, you typically break to the upside. So potentially, if we are to see another move to the downside or another retracement for Bitcoin, I would expect, I do apologize about that. What is going on here? I would expect us to retest 36 on the RSI. That's the low that we printed in June. And obviously, as long as we are in the channel, you have to expect the price or the RSI to adhere to the channel's support and resistance. So after we hit the resistance here, potentially in November, we're going to probably come back down all the way here. But that's only in the case that Bitcoin wants to do that, because Near on its own is not going to drop down that drastically unless something bearish happens with the company. So you have to keep that in mind. And like I said, great entry point here at 36 on the index. Be on the lookout for that. If you see something like this happening over here in November, where you come back down, retest that, that's a golden entry point for the Near token. Now let's switch over to the Binance website. And before we continue the video, I quickly want to mention my Patreon. Now, if you like the channel and you like the content that I provide for you on this channel, then feel free to check my Patreon out for more exclusive content like low cap gem calls, my buy alerts, my sell alerts. I do take a look at your technical analysis requests, at your video requests. As you can see, there are multiple tiers which you can choose from. And if you want to support the channel, then this is the best way to do so. As you can see, I do post quite frequently. I have almost 1,000 posts, I think there, or getting closer to 1,000 anyway. And I did start my Patreon a year ago. So yeah, let's get back to the video. Moving over to the daily chart on the Binance, you can see that we do have a buy zone here from $3.10 all the way down to $2.87. You can see that we perfectly ran into the 55 EMA on the daily chart. As always, that's your next key resistance after you break the 20. You couldn't hold the 20, you fell back down with the entire market. And as you can see, you're back at your lows that you printed here in June. And yeah, so great entry point. Obviously, you're printing a lower low in general. If you take a look at the June bottom and the October bottom here, this one is lower than this one, right? So you are in a downtrend here, right? And this is quite negative. So obviously, I would have liked to hold this low and to stay above it. That didn't happen. So effectively, what we need to do right now is we need to break this high, at least, right? I'm not even talking about this high. Breaking the August high would be perfect, but that would take some, some strong pump, in my opinion. So we have to break the next key resistance level in order to have more targets to the upside. That's how it works. And if you start dumping here, and let me just bring out another fib to the downside just to see what kind of targets we would have. So we're going to take the high that we printed a couple of days ago, and we're going to take the low that we printed October 21st. You can see that we do have a low at $2.73, and we do have our 1.618 target at $2.37. That's going to be your technical target after losing this low, as you can see, the October low here. And your minimal target is going to be the 1.272 at $2.57. And moving over to the daily RSI, you can see that there is also a nice buy zone based on the daily RSI, and we haven't reached it here on the RSI. But if you want to buy in right now, I perfectly understand that. Great buying opportunity. It's a red day. We're pulling back down. This is a good time. But if we continue pulling back down and you already bought in, obviously never buy all in. And if you see us coming down here with the RSI, that's where I would dollar cost average in as well, because this is a resistance level that we tested previously, support level here, support level here. So this is an important level for us to hold. If we lose that, obviously that is going to mean that we're coming back down to the oversold, just like we did here in June, in May, in April, as you can see. And every single time we were in that area, that was a great buying opportunity to dollar cost average. And yeah, that's basically everything that I have for you for the NEAR token. And I do think this one could surprise everyone during the next bull market, just like Solana did this bull market, just like BNB did in the past bull market. So let's see what happens. If I missed out anything important on the chart, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter and Patreon, and I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.